Yeah. This isn't back talk.
This isn't back talk, man. What are you doing?
This is crowd surfing.
I saw a man surfing.
You need to stop. You need to hold off the rockster, man.
Ooh, I feel so powerful, taming the waves. Excuse me.
Z needs to show excitement today because
My, oh my.
this is crowd surfing, by the way. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hi.
Sam Healy, and you were about to say what?
We're talking about Kickstarter today, and today we're like, we're looking in the depths. Well, it's not all that bad.
We have scraped the bottom, lifted up said bottom, and are looking underneath that.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, if you are trying to save money, now's a good time.
Yep.
And if you are one of the people who has one of these projects live, then we apologize. Profusely.
No, there's a few good ones on here.
There's a few good ones, really good ones. We're just not going to point out which ones because that would tell you which ones are the really bad ones.
Actually, we actually do point that out.
Oh, we do that?
Yeah,
That's part of the show?
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine.
How's them shoelaces taste?
So, as always with our show, we'll take a look at Kickstarters and give you our completely studied opinions on them. All right, so let's get started here with the very cool sounding game.
And Heist.
Actually, I have more of a problem with the name of the
Heist.
company here, this Fortato Games, because we already have potato games. And
Big Potato, right?
Big Potato.
Yeah.
With a potato as their logo, and I just feel like this comes close to that kind of like.
It's four friends.
No, I get
It's
it.
four friends who are starting a company together. They call themselves Fortato.
Anyway, all right.
It's fine. It's
so
cute.
It's
I
Chicken
like-
Heist. This looks like a Nintendo cartridge.
100%. It looks like a Nintendo 64 cartridge.
Yep.
Oh, so it wasn't just me.
No.
I thought you guys
I
were
mean,
gonna
as soon as I
disagree.
saw it, I was like, N64? I think the red bar was on the other side on an N64 cartridge, but it looks like it. But look at those adorable chickens. Those chicks are cute.
They're chicks, not chickens, right?
Well, whatever.
Anyway, you're robbing money from a bank because that's what chickens do.
Are you stealing actual money or like, corn?
Not only that, you have different costumes that you're going to be wearing. You can be a mystic chicken, or an alchemist chicken, or a cyborg chicken.
Alka chick.
Am I the only person who thinks that all these pictures are faded out?
They are.
No, I think they're going for a pastel look and everything kind of looks faded.
No, but this looks like I have the whole thing highlighted.
Yeah.
I kept clicking like, oh, okay, it's not all highlighted.
Yes, correct, yes. I
Maybe
think
it was
looks...
highlighted when they took the picture.
No.
No, Tom, come on.
Yeah,
Let's see,
you're
what's
right.
the goal? What's the goal, man? Be the chicken that has the most loot by the end of the heist. Oh, yeah.
Don't
get got.
Don't get caught. Alrighty, is this your pick of the week?
Oh, yeah, no, of course not.
Actually, it doesn't look.
Second best thing of everything we're going to see today.
No,
not
it's
true.
not. That's not true.
I'd beg to differ, but I never beg. Rawr.
What did you eat for lunch?
You're mostly running on this.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes, have some.
All right, before I get too beat up on this company, this looks fine. It doesn't look amazing. I don't think it looks awful.
I like it,
either.
man. Really. I mean, this looks pretty good.
Except, yeah, no, I don't want a virtual air belly bump. All right. Cosmic Run, Express and Promo Packs. I like Cosmic Run.
Exclusive? Exclusive.
Did I say exclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said Express and promo packs.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Which is actually Cosmic Run Express plus the promos.
pack.
One of my confusions with this one, so when I was looking here to, I was like, ooh, okay, so if I was going to back this, so I was like, all right, so I can get the Cosmic Run Express, or the Express game plus Planet Mission Packs, or Cosmic Run Rapid Fire plus Mission Pack. Is that a different game? Then Regeneration plus Planet Pack, or Regeneration Kickstarter plus Planet Pack, and Regeneration Deluxe plus Rapid Fire. The pledge levels were confusing. For such a small Kickstarter, I would have just had one pledge level, and then say everything else is in a backer kick. Or an add-on.
An add-on, yeah,
This
sure.
is really confusing to me.
I agree with you there. This is I really don't know which Cosmic Run this one is. I've played a couple of them. This is not the roll and write.
No, and this isn't the Push Your Luck one either, which I liked a lot. Oh, no, wait, maybe it's the Push Your Luck one, because that's the picture here. Yeah, this is the Push Your...
Maybe this is all of them?
It's confusing.
'Cause
But I
Rapid
do like
Fire-
Dr. Finn's games. This is one of those underrated guys. Like, when people say, you should be supporting small publishers, this is one of the guys you should be supporting.
Yeah.
He did Biblios, which really took off steam. Yellow picked that one up. It's his biggest game, for sure. But he has a lot of other small games, and they're pretty solid.
Yeah. I like the work he's done with Pencil First Games. He's got Herbaceous. That's a nice one. They look really good, too.
I've never played this game, so I had no interest in it at all.
The Roll and Write was pretty good. That's the one I remember playing. But yeah, he's taken the Cosmic Run brand and done like 3 different games.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem is the confusion when you start naming all your games the same name. Also, as a side, I forgot to mention this, we always talk about this. These games we're talking about are games that are ending in the next 15 days. So if you haven't seen it yet...
I thought it was 14.
I had an extra day for purposes of next week. I mean, in 2 weeks when we do it. I don't want to talk about a project that's ending in like 3 hours.
Got it.
Or whatever,
Makes
just
sense.
in case.
Makes sense.
Because there's a little window. Runestones. This is from Queen Games. So Queen Games makes every other game good. You know, usually. And then they have some mediocres and they have some bad ones. But this is Rudiger Dorn, who's a pretty solid designer.
Okay.
The board looks about as queenish as you can get, I guess is the word for it here. Has a lot of cool gems and stuff.
I tend to like the look of Queen Games.
I like the aspect of the board as well. It has that, like you're looking down a waterfall.
Yeah.
Do they have the same artist on all their games, though?
Probably. I mean, a lot of them.
This is
Anyway.
the guy who did Veluspa, I think, isn't it? Or it looks like that.
Possibly, yeah. But
Oh, that's a Smurf gone bad. No, look at that guy. He's like, I used to be a Smurf. No more la-la-la-la-las.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, there's definitely one coming up here that I will not be allowing into my house.
This gentleman here, he's
That's
just...
not okay.
Does that guy look like the devil in disguise?
I would rather not engage in demonology.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, again, Queen always does very clean graphic design
They do.
on their cards, so this may be good, but it does look like a lot of their other games, the artwork and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think this one will be good.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, though, that they have their look.
You're
That
right about that
looks really
perspective.
cool.
That is
I
cool.
like it.
Guys, help. Help!
Pull you back out. Yeah, I like it.
Adventure Tactics, a co-op tactics game for 1 to 5 players, which has made... Wait, we talked about this last time, didn't we?
That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't remember.
Did we? Because we talked about the Disney Asgard.
I would like
or if it was somebody else.
If we talked about this last time,
what we
then
just
I'm going to assume the fact that we don't remember is going to reinforce my thoughts. This looks generic.
You know what? I feel like we did talk about this and I said, but I really like the artwork. Yeah, it's okay, never mind. Go back and watch our last episode.
Generic!
The Simply Unlucky Game Shop.
That's a nice looking front.
Yes.
But without everything else, that's a weird name, right? It just feels like, I don't know that I would want to go in there.
Why?
Why not?
It's called Simply Unlucky.
Look how clean that place looks.
Oh,
I would
get
have
that.
no worry going in there.
Well, that's true. I was talking about the name alone.
Yeah.
Simply Unlucky is kind of a strange.
No, but
game
that's
store
his name from YouTube.
Yeah, they started.
They've been
as YouTube.
reviewing Magic the Gathering and stuff.
Okay, well there you go.
How will this YouTube channel and Kickstarter be connected? Your
Every
name in the
person who
description of
walks in the
all
door.
Simply Unlucky videos forever.
And everybody who
That's
walks
not a
in the
terrible
door
reward, you know it?
has the possibility of being in one of their videos.
Yeah, that's neat.
Sure. I missed where this was.
California, I want to say.
Modesto,
Yeah.
California. All right, well, cool. I just like pointing these out. It's always
Again,
great
it
to have
looks.
game shops.
I like the location. It seems. I mean, I don't know anything about the rest of the location, but that looks good.
Yeah.
It's also good when you have 300 backers for a local game store.
It's a weird looking cloud in the background, too.
Yeah.
That is strange.
It's like I'm trying to figure out the picture. Mr. Meeple, board game shirts. You can pick them up at Essen. All right, let's take a look at these shirts.
All right.
Mr. Meeple Vintage.
Where to win.
I don't know if I like this shirt because it feels like I'm advertising Mr. Meeple.
Sure. That one's not, I don't like it very much. What else we got?
Working class hero.
That one I like. That's pretty good.
Communist shirt?
No. Communist propaganda shirt, sir.
Okay.
I'm back out of this bandwagon.
That looks
Star
cool.
Meeple.
That's for
Very close to
Star
copyright
Trek
infringement.
nerds.
That's in litigation territory there.
It really is.
Could possibly.
I like the samurai Meeple.
Yeah, the Samurai Meeple is cool.
Except I don't like it on that white background. I just don't like white T-shirts.
Yeah,
They always
that-
make me look fat.
That breaks the graphic design of it, though.
Okay.
Unless you go to...
I like the background of this one a lot. I mean, forget if the name wasn't there.
Well, see, that's
I
the
like that
problem.
background.
The name is there. Not going to buy this shirt.
I've already backed for 2 of these.
Here's the problem, though. I really like that background a lot.
It looks fine. The writing is, I don't know what's going on.
No, forget. I'm saying I just like that
Yeah, I
circle
like
of
it. I
all
like
those
the
meeples.
design, yeah.
Like if it said World of Meeple or something.
Sure.
I will save the game. I don't hate that one. That's fine. Captain Meeple.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a cool shirt.
Wizard.
That's not
See,
bad
that's
either.
my favorite
Yeah, I thought you would.
because it doesn't say
anything.
Meeple.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
That just looks like an interesting design, and people who are gamers will get it, and people who are not will look at it and go, "It's a cool-looking outline of a guy or something."
I agree, but for the same reason, I don't dislike the stained glass one.
That's all right. It's a little too busy for me, but the
Yeah.
Mr. Meeple ones were. I mean, the outline.
But
of
see,
the dude.
this is my jam.
Yeah.
I like.
Ooh, you put that on some bread with some peanut
I
butter.
like the little. This reminds me of that UK Games Expo shirt that
Yes,
I really
It does
like.
look like that, sure.
The one that Sam didn't get and is still annoyed
I mean, these
about.
people are getting sued by at least 4 different entities.
Stranger Games. That's true.
Right here.
Stranger Games. Red Dead Meeple. I don't like that one.
Ad Victorium.
Oh my!
That one I like. That one I think. Although, again, you gotta be careful when you use fonts. That you're not using the same font.
Yeah.
I don't know what that one means.
Hence the question mark.
Ah. A list of games that will appear on the new Meeple T-shirt. So you can just like get a bunch of games inside there.
Yep. This is my pick of the week.
Are you serious?
I am very serious.
You were playing the long game on that one. We're almost about to move on.
I know, that's what I was about to say. This is my pick of the week. I love shirts like this.
All right.
And these are some great designs.
You like that Captain America
I do.
one.
I really do like the
That's
Captain
where you're
America one.
at.
It looks really cool.
How much are they? They're 18. That's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. They have a great range of sizes. They have great prices.
You want me
That's
to
why it's
back
my
it?
pick
Is
of
that
the
what you're
week.
saying? For the Dice Tower Library? Have some T-shirts in there.
I want that one that
They're
says
like hanging up
has
there.
the,
You're like,
the
all right.
Meeple with
Check
the.
this out, and then you gotta give it back later.
You take your shirt off, put a new one on.
I gotta go eat lunch. I don't want to be worried about getting anything on me, so I'm gonna
ain't
rent that
right.
shirt.
We'll have them at our booth at Gen Con for the photos. When you come up, we're like, "Oh, you want to take a picture? Hold on." Put on the photo shirt, okay? Okay, thank you. And put on our normal working
In the
shirt.
process of changing your shirt, they disappear. You turn around,
Anybody
they're
else?
gone.
Oh,
All right. Guarverse time.
now this is that like you remember all that stuff that came out of Gen Con, that war was there, and
Yeah.
this is what that is.
I know.
Oh, this is the thing.
Crazy.
Yes.
This is the thing that Tim Jeanette was going nuts over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he was excited about this band, and
Yes.
at the same time, I was learning that this was a band.
Yes, right.
I know nothing
And
about
that they
them,
were now.
and I'm not ashamed of that.
You shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't
I don't know.
have any overlap
The
there.
only thing I know about Guar, I've never listened to
Is
their
that
music.
they can't spell.
I've never listened to their music. I've only seen pictures from their shows, and I'm good.
Is this like that clown, insane clown posse? This is that same thing?
Yeah,
This
but
is like-
take that and turn it up to 11.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Ozzy
Oh,
Osbourne
yeah.
back in the day, you know.
Got
anyway.
it.
Oh, Ozzy Osbourne back in the day is anemic compared to these dudes.
I mean,
All
he
right.
probably was not well fed, I agree, but
Wait, this is this
Hence
guy's
why
second
he had to
project?
eat bats.
What do you think his other game is?
You might want to be careful.
Oh, sorry. Restless Dead, on-demand role-playing the zombie apocalypse.
There you go. I wouldn't click through to that.
All right. Sleeping Gods. This is from Ryan Lockett. This is his new one that's on track to make $1 million, probably, at the rate it's going.
So this is basically a follow-up to Above and Below, and then Near and Far.
Yeah.
It feels like that, right?
Yeah,
Story-driven.
Sure. But it's in the sea. It's also a mix of his ocean game. Its name is Islebound. Has that same kind of motif as Islebound.
I love the map stuff. Seems really neat that you can like move your ship around the map, but then if you want to cross into a new part of the world, you just turn the page, and that's a continuation of the map.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's neat. Well, this is my pick of the week.
What?
And I assume
It's mine also.
It's your pick of the week.
Of course. Actually, I never told
again,
Lauren, but
it's
I told him
because seriously,
Okay.
it's this and then that chicken theft game.
No,
That's it.
it is not.
That is it. This
No.
could have been 2 projects long, and I guess we'll put
Okay,
Sam
but
shirts
this was,
in there.
I think, in the year of me doing this was the easiest choice I've ever had.
I agree with that.
This, again, I like Red Raven games a lot, and I do dislike this.
What? An add-on?
No, that he has the expansion ready to go. I like when expansions are designed after the fact.
It's a lot of extra content, I assume. This is not unheard of when it comes to Kickstarter, but
No, it's almost
this
the
looks
norm.
great.
What are you talking
Oh, and this was something you were talking about earlier, right?
Well, I heard a piece of music playing over the video, at the top of the page. I thought, that's nice music, Wonder where like that, that's some track he found. No, that's his wife, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And not only that, but there's a whole album of it that you
And
can
it's composed and performed by her.
get. My mind is blown. Those two, if there is a meteor coming to Earth,
They're definitely going into
it's
the
them
cave.
two in the bunker.
Yep.
The rest of us,
Are
we're just going to
fending
stand
for
around and
themselves.
watch the skies.
We'll be playing their games. Good luck!
I have a question. Wait, don't lock that yet.
I want this. Oh, look at these sculpted recent. I
let's see that.
want those.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I have a problem when it comes to those
Yeah,
things.
you do.
So this is,
That
this is a great looking
the
game.
scariest thing.
A scorpion?
A scorpion squid. If you're in the water and
That
a
is
scorpion squid's
nightmare
coming,
juice.
I'll never swim again.
I just watched the other day, rewatched Clash of the Titans.
Oh, okay.
Scorpions and that is plain flat out nightmare juice.
Is it just me, or now every time when I see a scorpion in a TV show or anything, I'm just like, because now that I see them in real life, I'm all skittish about
Never
them.
seen
You've
scorpions
never
before?
seen scorpions before here?
Okay, I've never seen a scorpion in my house in a drawer. It has thrown me off for life.
Oh, man.
We used to play with scorpions
I got
in
to take it
Texas.
over to my place, man.
All right, I
I got
want-
one drawer full of snakes.
No,
We used to
no,
have
thank you.
scorpions
One of
get in
them
the
has
house
roaches.
at my friend's house all the time. We used
All
to play.
right, moving on to Martin Wallace's Struggle of Empires
My favorite
Deluxe
pet.
Edition. Struggle of Empires is a game that was actually has a weird. Martin Wallace made Struggle of Empires, then they made a family or friendlier version of it. They redid Conquest of Empires. Glenn Drover took it and redid Conquest of Empires, which was an old Game Master game. But now we're back to Struggles of Empires, and nowadays.
Now it's called Glenn Drover's Conquest of the Fallen Realms Empires 4
No,
and a half.
Glenn Drover's not involved anymore. Martin Wallace is.
It would be.
But this is from Eagle Games, and they're doing the deluxe version. They're doing Eagle Griffin does deluxe of everything anymore.
They do.
And I
How do you feel about that cover?
Well, I like it, and this looks 10 times better than the last one.
Oh, of course.
But to be fair, the last one looked like trash.
10
They've
times
those.
better than trash.
Yes.
Okay.
That is hard to quantify that. Their deluxe games are very well put together. Yeah. They look good. I don't know about that cover though. I think it's I would have made that background a little different. It's that blue.
Really? You
on
don't like that
blue.
cover?
It's all right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I like the pieces. I like everything about this game.
was close to being my pick of the week.
Really?
Did you play the original one?
No, but I like. I'm either hit or miss with Martin Wallace. I've
Yeah, I don't
liked
know
a
if you
lot
would
of
like
his
this one or
titles,
not.
But I don't know that I'll like this one, and that's the one that held me back from putting it. But I
It
like
is
the
interesting that their
production
stretch
quality
goals
of
are
this.
limited to backers, not a price.
It's kind of neat. It's interesting.
I don't
I
hate
wonder
it.
if that works well.
Well, that keeps you from just upping your pledge to get more stretch goals. You are now trying to find more people to back it.
Yeah, I guess that's good for publicity for them, you know, a longer tail on the project.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. The one thing that worried me about that one, though, was that playtime says 180 minutes plus.
Plus.
I would like a window, please. You know what I
If I remember
mean?
correctly,
I want
it's
it
been
to
a
have
while
an end time.
since I played it, but I felt like the original one was 180. It was about a 3-hour game. It's just it's a colonization game, really. You're going out and colonizing different areas. There's some combat. If I remember correctly, combat was where you rolled 2 dice and subtracted the smaller from the larger. So it was something like that. It was like a funky combat system.
Sure. Okay.
All right. This was my second pick for
Book it.
Book it.
the Gorilla expansion. This just cracked me up. To be honest, I don't ever remember hearing about Book It. But if you're really in the mood to play a WWE style game,
Well, this is an expansion to the game already.
sure.
so,
Well, I'm mentioning it because it obviously did okay.
I know,
15,000.
I have to say that was the thing that surprised me the most. This is an expansion to a game. This doesn't mean anything, but I hadn't heard of it. You hadn't heard of it. It's got 15 grand.
Yeah.
That is not bad. So maybe we got to get on Book It.
Why don't you go? Anyhow, Hexplore. Now this one's doing really well.
Yeah.
Almost 200,000, 1,500 backers. This is not a bad way to do. I've really been debating on this one, like my thoughts on it, because my first glance I did like, oh, that seems cool, the whole thing. And then when I look closer, the artwork, like this artwork there looks a little generic.
Go up again. This is what worries me right here.
The walls of text.
Those walls.
That is a lot of text.
That is RPG levels of text. You know, I wonder what kind of game this is trying to be.
Some people like that sort of thing. Also,
Sure,
look at
sure.
some of the, I mean, these pledges go up to 500.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Book it.
Wow.
And there's dry erase things in this, so that's interesting. And then I like that there's 22 dice with 10-sideds and all kinds of cool.
Yeah.
But again, the artwork keeps coming back to, I feel like I've seen this artwork before.
Well,
It's not like it's bad
That's
artwork.
definitely the guy from The Hobbit. What is his name?
But you're right, though.
the white orc.
one.
Those cards,
Yeah, as the Thog or something.
those
like
cards have a ton of
They
information on
really
them.
do. Right. That worries me.
The board
mainly.
looks big, a modular map that's cool.
that. This was also in the running for my pick of the week because it looks really cool. I'm just worried that it's going to be too much.
Looks seriously epic.
Yeah.
Gotta say that. I mean,
I don't have time
you
for
are
so many epic games.
If you are
Right,
looking
that's
for
what I'm
epic
talking
right
about.
now, you've somehow finished all your epic games. This is maybe what you want to be checking out.
There's almost, look at all that text on those cards, man.
Hey man, you're a speed reader. It's like nothing to you. You can do it. I know you're gonna be playing.
It might
this.
be good. Well, I'm probably going to
You
stick it in my
finished
pile.
Gloomhaven already.
All right,
This
next
is your
one
replacement.
is Fiasco, the cinematic game of plans gone wrong. This is a new card-based version of Fiasco. From what I understand, I've not played Fiasco. Was when it first came out, Fiasco was extremely popular.
Yes.
It's essentially role-player light in a sense.
Sure. Yes.
Where basically you were doing something and you were just trying to do it as long as you could before it all fell to pieces. It was going to fail, if I remember correctly. And you just have to survive as long as you can, I think. Or just basically you're there for the ride. I'm not quite sure.
It's just sort of. I saw some. They were doing a little bit of role-playing / acting using Fiasco at Dice Tower Con, and so I saw some of that. And yeah, it's just sort of like you said, role-playing light, having a silly story happen. You know, you introduce crazy things into, and you deal with that improv style. So it's not really my kind of thing necessarily. But I know the game is very popular, and if you're looking for a card game version of that, this is likely to be the one for you then.
All right, Cursed and Blessed D20 dice.
Oh, this is creepy.
All right, so they made
Go ahead,
these
get to it,
special
get to it.
dice. No, these they suspended the materials by maintaining good balance for them. Cursed dice. They put some graveyard dirt inside the dice.
Translation: dirt. Because there ain't no difference from graveyard dirt and the dirt that you get in the front yard.
Iron filings
None.
encased by salt.
Still creepy. they had to go to a graveyard, get some dirt
Yeah, you like
to put in dice.
Do you think this was done with permission? Hey, I need a scoop full of your dirt. What for? Never mind. I don't need it anymore.
It's weird.
Are they
then,
gone?
Wait a minute. Why is the dirt from a graveyard cursed?
Also, why
Oh,
do you?
it's not 100%, but
No, but why would it
still-
be? That's what it's supposed to be here.
oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
They're
you
being
should-
just morbid a little
it
bit,
is-
but the fact that they
if it
went
is cursed,
to
you should be burying people in it.
supposedly,
Supposedly.
they went to a graveyard to get the
Nah.
dirt.
I mean, if they did, kudos to you.
No, not kudos. That's
But
what's
no.
wrong with you. Stop.
I'm just saying. Well, at least they did what they said they did.
Well,
That's all I'm
don't do
saying.
it. All right. Well, just potted plant dirt. I'm okay with potted plant dirt.
Hey,
I don't
just
need it to
made
be
an
from a
abomination. I don't
graveyard.
want to hear it.
All right, look.
It's still freaking me out. I think is what it is.
Here's the deal, though. I was at. I didn't see it this year at Gen Con or last year, but the year before that. Do you remember there was a booth that would bless or curse your dice?
Yes.
There was like
Yes.
a witch or something, and then you can come put your dice there. And I always would stand there waiting to see if anybody would come by. They put the dice down. And you're like, she's a witch.
Oh my goodness.
We need to get all the Monty Python cosplayers and just wait.
All right, I'm amused by this, but I don't even mind the whole put stuff inside them. That's not a bad concept, right? Like, oh, this is cool that you put something inside your thing. Just forget the whole blessed cursed part of it. Like, if there's a die and you got, hey, this one has some dirt in it, fine, call them dirt dice or whatever, you know, or this
Buffalo.
one has.
Buffalo dung.
Like, I don't mind this that there's
are my
granite
crappy
stone
dice.
inside that. That's kind of cool. Although $8.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I'd rather them be. You want to make dice, fine, but then do the theme of blessed and cursed. I get that it works for gamers. I'd rather it be. This is, I don't know, do a states series. Then you can have soil from Nevada, from California, from Montana. Do anything else. You can do everything, from the mines that you find in this state. This is from sand from Florida. Cool. But graveyard dirt or like iron, surrounded by salt.
All right, I need
What?
to go back up here. Where did they
Who
get?
made that? Who took the time?
Same cat who was digging up graves.
Historically, is graveyard and crossroads dirt. Well, what's even crossroads even mean?
Oh,
that's-
man, crossroads were two roads cross. That's some strong juju there.
Oh, apparently it is. If you
It
watch
is.
Supernatural or anything
If
like
you've
that, that's
ever-
where all the bad stuff happens.
If you ever go by crossroads, you see a dead chicken on the side of the road.
You run.
You keep going.
All right,
That's talking that
Get
juju.
out of your car and run.
it's the stupidest conversation.
Oh,
Burger Brothers
watch
2,
out.
the casino capers. So Burger Brothers, the first one, did extremely well.
It did.
It was a cooperative game about getting in and robbing a place together. This one is very similar, really. Although it has a. Do you like that box? Come on, you gotta admit that.
That's cool
It
looking,
says
yeah.
says game trays. Come on.
Yep.
Start
No,
to
no, game trays
slather.
is cool.
I agree.
Game
This
trays
looks
is cool.
really good.
Now I do think it's weird that the box turns into this three-dimensional board thing.
Sure.
In the original game, there was a 3D board, but you just put out 3 boards and pretended it was three-dimensional.
Well, you could get
and
that
then you
thing.
could buy
Yeah,
one
yeah.
giant thing that you could then never do anything with because it took up too much space.
You couldn't store it anywhere. Yeah.
Now,
this looks much
I
better.
hope that this is easy to get apart and put back together, right?
If anybody can get it done, Game Trays can probably figure that out.
I do not
know what they're doing.
I do not disagree with that.
So yes, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, although it looks like it's the same characters from the first one, just dressed up in different outfits.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Juicer as grandma.
She's pretending to be a grandma.
I get it. I think I've stayed at that hotel. All right. The dice bag rolling tray.
This was a cool idea, too.
I'm surprised this one's actually doing as low as it is.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of it being a bag and a tray, these look, I could sleep on these.
I don't know about that.
It does lack perspective in that picture. That looks like it could be a bed. At least a dog.
Dog bed, yeah.
I love sleeping in dog beds.
No, these are fine. I mean, they're very, very straightforward. It's a bag that opens up into a thing. It's not the first time this has been done, but this is a nice looking version
These
of
look
that.
nice, yeah. That's what
Yeah, I agree.
And finally, the thing everyone needs, e-dice.
Whoa!
No.
Hold up.
No.
Wait a minute.
Put a little digital in it.
I'm getting rid of my Apple Watch.
I'm really confused by this one. How is this? Like, there was some people at Gen Con that had the electronic dice. Did you see that booth at all?
No, are they the ones that they actually still roll a die? You mean?
You roll a die and it had like different digital sides and would show stuff. Fine.
Yeah, right.
You're
Okay.
rolling a die.
Sure.
I don't get this at all.
You're just
I'm shaking a device. What does that do? Why would I do that instead of rolling dice?
Well, if you got to be quiet because the kid's sleeping, a baby's sleeping, or if
Seems a very
I've
specific
run out
situation.
of things, that's the only one. You could do it on a plane tray. Think about that, right? If you're playing like a roll and write on a plane tray, you could do that and then do,
I guess that would be
I got two things.
less annoying to people around you.
I challenge you. Look, it's not an awful idea, but there's also like
D2 for the many times you roll a D2.
it's not a bad
Yeah,
idea. It's also just you can get an app that will do this on your phone, probably. But
yeah,
still.
that's the thing. And
And
it's probably
this
more
doesn't even
powerful
look
than this.
But it doesn't even look. This looks like something from the '90s, dude.
It's a beeper.
screen.
They're using the casing from a beeper.
They bought.
Motorola was
They're
like,
recycling.
that's
There
good.
you
If they
go.
put a green spin on
Yeah.
this will work.
That's like, oh, dude.
Is that a?
So this was not your pick of the week.
Oh, this was.
Why are you carrying your thermostat,
I
sir?
think I maybe spent.
That's kind of what
I think
that
I
looks-
maybe spent.
I'm controlling the temperature at home. Those
10
kids aren't going to turn up the heat while
I
I'm
maybe
gone.
spent 10, 15 seconds looking at this because I was like, no.
No, you get it. Like as soon as you look at it, you're like, okay, I get it.
No. Yeah.
How much
But
does this
it's
thing
funded.
cost?
It's $35.
Oh, jeez.
It's made $10,000.
That's great. I'm glad, but that's expensive.
It is fairly small.
It is
though,
very
too.
small. Yeah.
Nope.
Alrighty, well that's what we found on the internet Kickstarter this week. Let's go to our contributors.
Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we have several previews to recap, so let's get to it. First up, we're taking a look at Shovel Knight. Get ready to sharpen thy shovel as you and your fellow knights try to traverse the dungeon, avoiding traps, defeating monsters, and maybe pushing your fellow knight around a bit, maybe pushing them into traps, you never know. All in an effort to make it to the end of the dungeon, defeat the terrible boss monster, and make it out with the most treasure. And so you're shoveling out justice in this dungeon crawl, competitive dungeon crawl, in order to get the most treasure and defeat the boss. Now, what's amazing about Shovel Knight is that, yes, it is based on the popular video game, but they've actually captured that side-scrolling experience in a board game. Fantastic. Next, we have Dice Palace. This case is going to hold a ton of dice. And not only their table breaker dice, which are a little bit larger, but also your standard polyhedrals will fit in here really nice. And it just is a really nice presentation, taking this dice anywhere. And I am such a huge dice fan. This is totally up my alley. So yes, the Dice Palace is just a big storage solution, but it does hold 13 sets of your polyhedral dice. And their table breaker dice are simply amazing. So you got to check those out. And I love these deck boxes, the milk carton deck boxes. Definitely worth taking a look. Next up, Techlandia. Techlandia is a company poised on the edge of becoming the most powerful tech company in the entire world. However, there's something fishy going on at Techlandia. People go missing, and weird storm clouds have been seen over the top of the building. All kinds of weird happenstance have been going on in this building. Some even think this company might be a cult. However, they are about to release their new phone, the TX1. Basically, one phone to rule them all. Techlandia has some interesting elements. I mean, you're acquiring QR codes that you're actually going to scan with your phone in order to meet the objectives that you need to for the game. It's got some pretty neat elements to it. And I really like the theme, this infiltrating this tech company that might be, who knows, in league with Cthulhu. And then we have Dragon Hunters. Dragon Hunters is set in the Legends of Signum world, where you will play one of 3 reckless heroes seeking to destroy a dragon. Or maybe not, as your fellow player across the table will be controlling that dragon. However, the heroes comprise of an avenging Amazon, an intrepid wizard, and a warlike half-orc. Will you have what it takes to infiltrate the dragon's den, steal its gold, and get out alive? Let's find out. One person takes on the role of the dragon, one person takes on the role of the hunters. Or you can have 3 players on the hunters and 1 on the dragon. Either way, there's a lot of battle to do here. So, Dragon Hunters is a war game with incredible miniatures. Oh my gosh, you know, I don't usually put miniatures together, but I did for this game, and it was a ton of fun. And the dragon, look at this thing, it's incredible. Wow, you know, I was just blown away. And it is a war game at its core, but all the different game modes work really well. All right, so my pick of the week is going to be Shovel Knights. Yeah, I love the video game, and they've done a great job with this. Again, the simulating of how the side-scrolling works is fantastic with the different slats. Just a really fun game, getting to the boss and taking him out. Tons of fun. All right, folks, if you want more information about any of the games I've mentioned here, please go watch my full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Sister Meeple here, bringing you 5 games I am excited about launching on Kickstarter in late August. August 21st. Eldra Corporation is bringing us Catacombs Cubes, which is launching today. I saw the word Catacombs in the title and I thought, I wonder what cool dexterity game they have for us this time. But surprise, it's not a dexterity game at all. Honestly, I was kind of disappointed by that, but Catacombs Cubes has Tetris-shaped wooden resources you use to build buildings, and that looks potentially nifty too, so I'm reserving judgment until I see what they have to offer. Another game launching today is Merchant's Cove, the highly asymmetric fantasy Euro game with art by the Miko, and trust me, every piece of this game has spectacular art. Take a look at these player boards: the Oracle, the Captain, the Blacksmith, the Time Travelers, the Innkeeper, and the Alchemist. I don't think I've ever seen more radically different player boards, which makes me super excited to try out each and every different merchant. Check out the screen printed details on these meeples too. This game is definitely my pick of the week. August 26th. Orchard, a 9-card solitaire game, was the 2018 Golden Geek Best Print and Play board game winner, and it is coming to Kickstarter August 26th. I'm not a big solo game player, but I am always interested in great micro games, and this is a compact, thinky puzzle that has an attractive table presence and an active BGG community with monthly challenges. August 27th. In Windward, you are the captain of a skyship attempting to gain notoriety by hunting sky beasts as well as your opponents. Area movement, hand management, and some pick up and deliver combined with some great miniatures, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Also launching August 27th, Boss in Space is a cooperative game where 1 to 4 players try to pilot a single spaceship as they explore the universe. Survival is key, and players must program their ship with limited information as they progress toward a common goal, which could be defeating a boss, escaping an asteroid field, or protecting disabled friendly ships. If I missed your favorite upcoming Kickstarter, post it in the comments below, and I'll see you back here in 2 weeks with more of my most anticipated Kickstarters.
Hey folks, and welcome to FOMO, the segment where I take a look at a game that's seeking crowdfunding right now. Maybe I have a fear of missing out on it, and maybe you do too, or maybe it's just not getting enough attention. We'll go ahead and take a look at it together, and I'll give you my thoughts. Today, I'm going to take a look at a side-scrolling dungeon adventure on our tabletop, and it's based on a popular video game. Today, I'm taking a look at Shovel Knight Dungeon Duels. It's time to shovel that shovel once again. Shovel Knight Dungeon Duels is based on the Shovel Knight video game and looks to recreate the side-scrolling adventure as players take on the Order of No Quarter, grab the most treasure, and be the player with the most coins at the end. The game comes in your choice of 2D or 3D versions depending on whether standees or miniatures are your thing, and a round consists of 3 phases. Hero, Enemy, and End. In the hero phase, each player takes up to 3 actions consisting of moving, attacking, jumping, purchasing equipment, or even special actions. Movement is up, down, left or right on the board, and the player picks up any coins or treasure in spaces they move into. Knights can attack enemies, or even push other knights in their spaces by rolling dice to attack. Attacking an enemy, a player is trying to defeat them and earn their gold, while attacking another knight on the board, they're attempting to push them into another space. Jumping over spaces requires the player to roll dice to try to get as many jump symbols as needed to land where they intend to. This allows a player to get over spike pits and collect coin and treasures on the pit. They must be careful as rolling too few jump symbols will instead land them on the pit, causing them to be defeated. If the hero is in the same space with Chester, they can purchase new equipment for their knight by spending gold to draw equipment cards. After all heroes have had a turn, it's time for the enemies to fight back. Enemies will move 1 space towards the nearest Shovel Knight, and then any enemies in range will attack with the knights now on the defensive side of things. If a hero receives any wounds, they're also knocked back 1 space, and if they run out of health, they're defeated. Defeated knights, whether from enemy attacks or from landing themselves on the spikes, are removed from the board and half their current gold is left in the space they were defeated in. All is not lost though, as the player will respawn in the space to the left of the board next turn, and as a consolation gets a relic card to use later. After all the enemies have had a go, it's time for the end of round phase where the side scrolling happens. The leftmost tile is removed from the board and all the tiles slide over. Any hero or enemy on this removed tile is instantly defeated. A new tile is drawn into the empty space and filled with treasure and enemies. Eventually, all the dungeon tiles will have side-scrolled away and it's time to fight the boss. The boss tile is placed on the board and players take turns trying to defeat the boss, gaining coins for damage they inflict. However, the boss takes an action after each player, following its activation cards, dealing out damage to a specific set of tiles and moving to its next location. Once all players have taken a turn, the boss will then instead activate its special action listed on its card. Once the players defeat the boss though, the player with the most gold left is the winner. Alright, so that is an overview of a Shovel Knight Dungeon Duels. Now I didn't do it complete justice because we have limited time here, but let me just say, this game for me is everything this FOMO segment is about. This is a game that hits all cylinders for me, a game that I personally do have a fear of missing out on, and a game that I think should be getting more attention. Everything about this game just screams side-scrolling video game adventure. And I've almost been describing it as a dungeon party game. And yes, I'm using the word party twice because when you're playing the game, everyone's laughing and having fun and pushing each other around and you're falling on pits and losing your coins and everything just feels like a video game. And the thing that really stuck with me the most that felt like a video game was the boss battle, because that deck of cards, and I didn't cover it in the overview, but that deck of cards does not shuffle when it completes. His actions flip back over, and now you start to know where the boss is going to move, and you start to memorize it. I think of games like Sonic, where I would remember where the boss was going to move, and I would move with it, and you really do get that sense of it. But just overall, everything in this game screams a designer and a group of people who loved a video game and just really wanted to bring it to life on the table, and they have done a fantastic job. Did I need a side-scrolling dungeon adventure in my life on my table? Yes, I did. And I am more than happy to have this, and I can't wait to get a final production copy. I think for me, I'm going to go in for the miniatures version, but I think the standee version is nice too if you're a little more budget conscious. If you are looking for something that is Shovel Knight and you're a fan of the video game, this is a no-brainer. Back this game right now. If you are in a more nostalgic feel and you want something that really does feel like that old side-scrolling adventure, go take a look. For me, this is an instant FOMO, an instant back, and I hope you've enjoyed this overview of it, and it's helped you decide if it's a game that might be right for you and your game group. If so, go check out their Kickstarter page, and I look forward to seeing you folks next episode.
This episode is brought to you by GameFound. Create a free pledge manager for your project.
Alrighty, just some quick thoughts here today as we jump in about the names the crowdfunding goal. Mm-hmm. Does it bother you as a consumer if the crowdfunding goal for a project is clearly a lie? So for example, they say we need $100. And if you need $100 for your board game to be published, literally I can cover your whole thing. I'll give you the $100. I want 100% of it. I mean, if that's all you need is $100. Does that bother you? And then they sit there and go, 37,000% funded.
That bothers me.
Yeah.
Much more than the first thing. And yes, the first thing bothers me a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how do we? The problem is that you don't know whether or not that's how much they actually.
Well,
need.
I know they don't need $100 to fund the game.
Well, true. I get.
You don't
that.
need to go to Kickstarter for $100. You just need to go Uncle Joe.
True. Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. But
Joe.
but you know, that's an extreme example.
But it's not.
If somebody says I need $5,000 to get this project off the ground, I can see where that's a possibility.
Okay, well,
you can't just go to Uncle Joe and ask him for $5,000.
I get this, but this is where this leads me to the real thing, which isn't that as much. That happens occasionally, and that's done so that they can say 37,000.
Yes,
right.
right.
The thing that bothers me is when they put like a $20,000 funding goal, and that's clearly not what they want. And we know this because the campaign will raise 25, 30, 35, and they will cancel it because it's not making enough money.
Correct.
When it funded.
Yeah.
So they clearly, flat out lied about the goal.
Yes, that bothers
Because if they really want it, 50 or whatever the number was that they want it, and I don't even know what the number is that they want it. Maybe they just wanted it to be huge, and it wasn't huge.
Right, but you need to do your math so that when you hit your funding goal, you can make the game. Produce it, make some profit, get it to everybody who backed it. If at $20,000 it would not work out, then don't make that your goal.
Right.
You might end up in that situation where you fund, yet realize you can't actually do it. They need to, we're going to cancel and go back to the drawing board because of some garbage we're making up.
That is definitely a very overused phrase.
Yes.
That we're going to go
Come
back to the
on.
drawing board. Start at the drawing board.
Then figure out what you really need. Yeah, but what if we missed the goal? Then you couldn't have made it anyway. You know, if you needed 50, you said 20, you ended up at 40. Hey, if you had said 50 and you made 40, you still couldn't have made it, right? I mean, just so you got to do that math up front. You know, if you don't know all the ins and outs, then yeah, you want to err on the side of caution, but I don't think the side of caution is down. It would be up.
Yeah.
Well, this happened, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, back when Kickstarter was more in its infancy, and I backed the project, and that project funded, and then they canceled it. They said, we were not making what we wanted to make in the thing. We're going to retool this and do it later. When they retooled it later, I was like, nope, I'm not backing this because you didn't do it the first time.
Right.
I was really annoyed by that. Now, granted, when they do reboot it, then they're like, there wasn't miniatures before. Now there is.
Yeah,
They always bring all this extra stuff
that's the whole
out.
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Right.
That's definitely where I think you're going with this whole idea. How are you going to back? Are you, or rather, will you back somebody that pulls this in, the second time around? And the answer is you're likely not to, right?
I don't know. Some
I don't
people
know.
seem
That
like
seems
they
like
don't
it works a
care.
lot.
Yeah, but and look, I get it. Sometimes you do need to go back to the drawing board. We're not saying that. We're not saying you try a second time, we are automatically writing you off. Sometimes these second stabs at projects clearly are better thought out. They've done the work, much more work.
And not only are they financially
More savvy.
well, it's not necessarily that they didn't do their mathematical things correct. Maybe they got and they found some problems with the game design or something like that, and said we got to stop this. We'll be back next month or a couple months down the road or something like that.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. The problem is sometimes it's very apparent and it is transparent that you backed, like your project funded, and you ain't happy with how much you seem to be getting. You're going to fund in about a week and you've really slowed down and you're freaking out and you pull the plug. Then figure out what you really need.
No, I get that. I it's more bothersome to me if they fund it and then pull the plug.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you
If
fund
they
it,
haven't
but then
funded
it
it yet,
slowed
that's
down.
different.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If you haven't funded, you won't fund, fine, whatever. You try again later with a better plan of attack. If you fund it and now everybody's like, yay, we crossed the finish line, psych, we didn't make enough money, that's on you. You gotta figure out how much you need to charge people per game to be able to produce that game.
That being said, I'd much rather you do that than tell us after the project.
Sure.
Oh, by the way, the amount of money we raised wasn't enough to produce the game. That has happened in the past
happened too. Yeah, like,
hey,
we were able to use the money to make the game, but the shipping money you paid us had to go into the game also, so we need you to all pay shipping again. I've seen that.
And that always makes people super happy.
Ooh, that's crazy, because your game exists. It's somewhere. They just burned through your money to ship it to you, so you need to pay that shipping money again.
Not cool.
Yeah.
All right, if someone asks here, if you back something and the project cancels, do you get your money back? Yes. If it cancels before it funds, you'll get your money refunded, and that's, again, that's not a big deal.
Technically, they don't even charge you till the project is completed.
Right, the project completes, and then they usually charge you in the 48 hours after that.
Oh, yeah.
And then if the company has a backer kit or something, which CrowdOx or whatever it is, they'll send you that later, and then you pay shipping sometimes on top of that. Some campaigns factor shipping in. Nowadays, I'm finding most don't.
Correct.
Most you pay shipping afterwards based on what you're going to get.
Correct.
Which is reasonable.
Yeah.
They usually make it pretty easy to pay for it. But
yeah, it's an unfortunate thing driven by, I imagine, that idea of wanting to tout funded in 23 minutes, 12,000% funded, all those things. Which is not that important. Look, I don't care how quickly you fund it. If you fund it in 23 minutes or 23 hours, it does not make a whole lot of difference to me.
I agree.
Who gets excited about that?
Wow. Well, some people do if they're on board with the thing. Like, wow, look how fast. With our Kickstarter, people are like, the Dice Tower funded in 24 hours or whatever. They seem to get excited
That's good
over
for
that.
us.
Sure.
We are not like holding our breath.
Yeah.
But for a backer who is getting beef jerky, what do they care if it funded in 20 minutes or 20 hours? That's what I don't know. That's what I mean.
Lay off the beef jerky, but all right.
Well, I know that project that you didn't that pulled out and you didn't get the money for was probably beef jerky.
True.
So,
It's probably true.
that's what I don't understand. Why blast it to the consumer? I don't think that's for them. You can be excited about having funded in 23 minutes. Why would anybody else care?
Alrighty. Well, either way, like I said, still better than not getting
Sure, taking the money now and then later realizing after the fact, we can't make this. That's a problem.
Yep.
So, in other words, first world problems, but it still is theirs. Alrighty. And I'm just curious, if you're watching this as after the fact, if a company does this thing where let's say they needed 20,000, they raise 26,000, and they're like, oh, that's not enough, and they cancel. Are you less likely to back the next one? Maybe more likely because you think it will be better, or it doesn't affect you either way if you backed it the first time.
Yeah.
So let us know.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Thanks.
Sam Healy. See you on the flip side, folks.
See you tomorrow. Board Game Breakfast Live. Woo!
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.